Hello there, my YouTube friends, nerds, nerdettes, and anybody else who happens to tune into this particular video. It's been a bit of time since I've done actually a video on the cancer side of things with us, and really it's been basically because there's not really been a lot I felt I could tell you. Um, for me, for me, it's become like a Groundhog Day. You know, every day seems to be pretty much the same. Every day it's Groundhog Day. It's just simply thought it's Groundhog Day. I'll get up and I'll make myself a bit of breakfast and I'll stick on YouTube and I'll watch YouTube for however long I've got videos to watch of it. And it's only at the point now where I'm actually struggling to find videos to watch that are of interest to me. Um, and then I'll pot around trying to find anything to do to relieve a bit of the boredom. Uh, Including being a bloody housework. Now I've become a house husband, which is one thing I didn't ever envisage myself really being, but I've become sort of like a house husband style thing now. So I'll days we live with doing little things like that. Luckily, she doesn't give us too much to do, yeah, but it obviously does relieve a little bit of the boredom. Yeah, I'll make myself a bite to eat. Lunchtime-ish, which for me might end up stretching till about 2, 3 o'clock before I have anything because I just don't get that hungry at all now. So I end up sort of forcing myself to have something to eat because I know I need to in order to maintain the body that I'm trying to get back into maintain. So I force myself to eat because I just don't particularly get that hungry that often. Um, and then I'll just while away time just trying to find things to do. I mean, luckily I've had my man cave actually to be working with lately, so that's took a bit of my time up. I've actually spent quite a bit of time working on that, but that's now basically up. It's like done, ready. I just need to get the stuff to go in it, which is I'm gonna do that over the next sort of up and coming weeks. So I will make a video on that for you. I've already got the footage of us doing little bits and pieces to it and talking about that. So I'll put a video up on that at some point for those that are interested in that. I'll definitely make other videos once it's completed and I've got all my stuff in there and I'm basically in it. And then at about maybe 5 o'clock at night, I'll go to the gym. And that's the one sort of part of the day that I really do look forward to is to go to the gym to work out. Yeah, it's great when I go there because the lads now are getting so used to that they don't sort of have a problem or have an issue with what I've got and the way I am. They don't treat us any differently. They're all great with us about it. If they've got any questions, they will ask, and I've got no issues with answering them. I've got no issues with answering anybody. So if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to ask because I've got no issues with answering any questions if I can. Uh, yeah, and that's the one place I do enjoy. It does break up my day. I'll come home from that. We'll make a bite to eat again. Sit down as a family and have one meal. Me, the wife, and the kids. And then my wife will go in the bath for an hour. I'll sit and play on the battlefield and get my arse kicked on battlefield. You can see it. It's Groundhog Day. Yeah, I get my arse kicked every frigging night on battlefield, but I enjoy it. It's a break from thinking. I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it since well before I ever had any sort of issues with cancer or anything like that. So I still keep on doing that. And I spend time chatting with one of my mates on there. We play that together on night time. Um, then I'm off that by maybe it's about 9 o'clock at night. Yvonne will come down. We'll have a cuppa, sit and watch a little bit of Netflix, sit and watch whatever program we happen to be watching at that particular time on Netflix. Then she'll go to bed, and again I'll be looking for things to do, whether I put the PS4 back on and well, it's already on because I'm watching Netflix on it, but whether I put it back on to play a game or whether I put on another Netflix film when she's gone to bed, or whether I'll actually just sit and look for other YouTube clips again to thingy. Or sometimes I'll break it up by maybe I'll look for a new action figure. I'll search through different sites and what have you for a new action figure, just to break the monotony for us a little bit. So that's why I've had no to tell you. I have been to see my specialist twice since I was told obviously I was terminal. I've been to see them twice. The first time really wasn't much to tell you at all about that one. It was a guy this time round. He shoved a camera through my nose so that we have a look. He said that basically it was still red, inflamed, fairly closed up, so you couldn't really see much there. There was no sign of any sort of growth or anything there, so you couldn't really think. So there wasn't much thing there. And I obviously did tell him that my ear had blocked back up because I did have a brief period just before we went on holiday to Disneyland in Paris. I did have a brief period of time when I was just before I went and when I was there where my ear was actually very, very clear and I could hear really well. I still had my hearing aids in just to help a little bit extra, but I could hear pretty well. It was going good. Wasn't long after I got back from there that it started to what I call gunk back up. It just started to really sort of go deaf in the one ear again. The second time round, I was back with my usual doctor, specialist, and I love seeing her. She's great. She's a good laugh. You can have a bit of a laugh and carry on with her, which is what you need when you're going through what I'm going through, and you need somebody that sort of you can have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a giggle with. So it was good. She again shoved the camera up the nose, said it basically exactly the same thing. It was still red, inflamed, couldn't really see much. But because this time around as well, as you can maybe hear, I'm very nasally again. So she decided that, okay, she wants to now have another MRI done. She wants to go and have another MRI done because it's been a while. Obviously, they give us one like basically afterwards, which obviously let them know that the cancer was still there, that I was terminal, that it wasn't going to go away as far as they were aware. So now she wants to do another one to see where it's at, to see where we are, to see whether it's possibly shrunk anymore. Because they don't look at the idea that it could have disappeared. I entertain that because I know miracles can happen. So I entertain the thingy, but I can't see it being a reality. Not when my nose is the way it is, and I'm going nasally again. My ears blocked up again. I can't see it have disappeared. So she wants to see if it's shrunk any, if it's staying the same, or if it started already the process of growing again, so that we know where we are and we can work from there. I go for that on, I think it's November the 11th. I think it's the 11th I go in it, but I haven't got an appointment to see her again till the 28th of December because she wasn't expecting us to get in to have the MRI done as quickly as what I have. I am going in. I'm going to be going in on a Saturday as well. It's weird, a Saturday morning. But hey, so I dare say if there's anything major going on that I feel could be potentially a worry, I suppose they'll get in touch with us before then and I'll be in and see them before then. So I'm sort of, part of us is hoping that they don't get in touch with us and I'll wait till the 28th, because then at least then it might show an indication that we haven't had any major change. So that would be good. She does also, as I mentioned, that what I classified it as was having flutterbies in my chest. She classified it as heart palpitations. You know, I'm not sure because I don't know what heart palpitations actually are, you know, and what they entail. All I classified it as was like having butterflies in my chest, so I call them the flutter by in my chest, which classified it as heart palpitations. So they want to get us in and have a test done on that. I don't know whether it'll be like a. I'm sure I should mention being in for 24 hours and having a machine put on my heart to measure my heart for that 24-hour period. Um, so that's another thing that's sort of going to come off. They are getting more and more happening more and more regular now. At one time ago, just every now and again, you know, sort of coming every day, but for just a short period of time. Now, pretty much I'm getting them throughout the day. A lot of times during training, which I can only expect that to happen because obviously when you're training, I'm putting myself through quite a hard time. You know, I'm placing my heart under a bit of stress. I'm placing my breathing under a bit of stress. So I can understand it being that way during that period of time. But it's not just then that happens, you know, it'll happen all throughout the day, from the morning through the afternoon, through the workout, through the evening. So it's happening all the time. It's not like it's not like it's sort of one off. So that's, I think, a little bit of a concern to them, and they want to get that sorted out. And then we'll see. I've had a thing where I'm sort of still stuck in a rut. I'm going to be stuck in even more of a rut when I've had this thing done on the 11th, the MRI done on the 11th, and I've got to wait through the 28th of the following month to find out the results of it. That's going to be like just really putting us in like a major Groundhog Day. And at the minute, I'm still unsure what's happening at work, which is ridiculous that it's coming on to now nigh in a year. You know, come December, it'll be a year. I'll have been sort of on the sick, waiting to find out what's going on. You know, the specialists have told me occupational health that really they don't want us going back to doing a stressful job, which obviously a postman is quite a stressful sort of job, being out in the streets and pounding the streets for hours and hours and hours, and having the stress of work constantly badgering you, the deep going faster and doing more and all that stuff. And they said really they don't want us going back to that. They're talking about quality of life, you know, because they don't know how long I've got. So they're sort of thinking with the idea of having quality of life. But for me, it's a case of how good of a quality of life can I have when I don't even know what money I'm going to be offered from Royal Mail to retire, to medically retire. So that's what I'm waiting on now. I told that to the OH. I don't want to make any mind up on this thing and say, yeah, get as medical retirement scenes as I can have. There was two categories to medical retirement within Royal Mail. One is you would get a small lump sum if you couldn't work for Royal Mail, but you're eligible to work in another job, in another environment. You'd just get a small lump sum just to see you on your way and say, we're paying you off where you're gone. That's it, you're gone. The second one was to be medically retired, which means it would give us, I don't know how much of it, retirement it would give us, because that's what I'm waiting to find out. But to be medically retired itself, and that's due to the thingy that you couldn't work for Royal Mail, but also really you can't work for anybody else either. You know, it's quality of life. They want you to basically be able to retire and live out what I've got left of my life in that way. And I've said I don't want to be able to have to make that decision until I know how much it's going to be, because again, quality of life. What quality of life I'm going to have if I'm not getting enough money coming in to actually even do anything with it? You know, to go anywhere, to do anything, that I'm going to be stuck in the house living like I'm living now. You know, that's just thing. Plus, I need to make sure I'm supplying for my family. You know, that's my main concern, is to make sure I'm supplying for my family. That I'm making sure my family are going to be okay and survive and thing. You know, I mean, the house, luckily the house is paid for, so don't have to worry about that. But I've still got to make sure that I can supply enough money so that we can live comfortably. You know, so that's what I'm waiting on now. I'm waiting on Royal Mail sorting that side of it out. and then I can get back in the wage and get back in touch with us again, and then just I can decide from there whether it's a case of I retire because it is enough, or no, we've got to look at the idea of going back to work. Which again, like I say, that actually may be taken completely out of my hands because they may look at it and go, "Hey, look, your specialist said you can't come back to work. That's it. You are being medically retired. Whether you like it or not, whether it's enough money or not, you are being medically retired." There you go. End of story. I might have that taken away from us. So that's a bit of a mare. And just lately, I've started getting the odd. I don't want to call it pain because to me it's not pain. It's not. It's not something that makes us go, "Ah, Jesus Christ," out like that. It's just an ache, a weird feeling in my nose, an ache there that not normally there. Headaches I have every day. I can't get away from headaches. They're there every day, every single day of the week. The only time I really sort of pay much attention to them as such is if they're more severe, which at times now they're starting to get that way. I'm starting to have more, they're slightly worse than what they have been. So that there is times when I go to think again, I'm going to have a couple of paracetamol here just to try and ease this off enough so that I can get back to the idea of coping with them easily. Yeah, right now my head is sort of partially between the two. I can cope with it still, but it's starting to get that point where if it goes too much the other way, I'm going in around to take some pills to just to ease it back a bit. But right now, it's cool. I'll get on with it and just not bothering. I don't want to start taking pills now because I know there's a chance in the future, if, when, whatever it happens to be, this thing progresses, that I'm going to be on. I could end up being on a lot of different pills. So right now, I'm just trying to stay off them. Yeah. I've also found that since being told I was terminal and telling a lot of me sort of colleagues, people I know, friends, so some of them now that were constantly in contact with us when I first found out I had the cancer and I was going through the cancer treatment, now they're not in touch as regular. I can go very big periods of time without them being in touch with us, and that's fair enough. I'm not, I haven't got any major issue with that. For the simple fact is that's maybe what they need to do. Yeah, maybe they need to distance themselves from us a little bit so that it's, for whatever reason, yeah, maybe because they might think it'd be too painful to watch us eventually start to deteriorate. The ones that have seen us have seen the thing and can't believe how good I look, how sort of fit and healthy I look. They were quite surprised, and I said, well, I'm me. I'm no different at the minute. Yes, at some point it may start to affect us, but right now I'm fit as a lock, feel strong as out, I feel great. Yeah, but I'm not heart palpitations. Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, so, but maybe they need to distance themselves from us in order to make things easier for them. Yeah, to live their lives. And yeah, they get maybe the initial shock when they eventually find out I've gone. Yeah, I have passed away. But then they'll just get on with their lives because they haven't been sort of constantly around us in there. Yeah, so that's good for them. I do honestly believe inside myself that when I start to deteriorate in any way, shape, or form, I'll start distancing myself from a lot of people to make it easier on them when I do eventually go. Yeah, that's what's already in here. I've got my man cave, so I'll sort of have that sort of start at distancing from the actual family itself, so that when I eventually can, I won't be as big of a miss to them because I wasn't in and around them constantly. Yeah, that I had sort of I distanced myself, I put myself away from them so that they get used to the fact I'm not there, I'm not around all the time. That's what sort of figures in my head right now, is that idea of beginning to distance myself, beginning to sort of just not push them away, not not being nasty, push them away, but just starting to sort of distance myself and get that little bit of a gap development. Because all they rely on is now, the harder it's going to be if, when I do just start to deteriorate and start to. Yeah, I just don't want that. I don't want them going through that. It's. I want it to be as easy a transition as possible for them. I don't even want them having to feel they have to look after us if I get to that point. I mean, I'm hoping I never get to that point where I'm actually could end up being bedridden. That's that would kill me off to start with. You know what I mean? I'd rather be at the gym and have my horse fucking collapse on us when I'm at the gym working out. You know what I mean? Because at least then I went under my thingies of it, not letting the cancer took us down. But I went through my thing. I was doing something I loved. I was somewhere that I loved to be. And that's something for me that I really would love to do. Um, but whatever happens is going to happen. It's as simple as that, you know what I mean? Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and that's it. I'm just hoping that, and I know I have for a lot of people, I am sort of that motivational factor for them. You know, I do know that the actual guy who owns the gym that I train at came up to us a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago or so, yeah, 2 3 weeks ago, and he was saying, you know, he said it was you looking great. You just, I've seen you in the gym, you know, when you first came back, and you just kicked ass like you've always kicked ass. You didn't think, you know, you took your first week, you took it slow, you eased yourself into it, and after that, you just sort of went, you know, forward, and you just went back in and kicked freaking ass the way you always did in the past, and you guys, you motivated me to get my ass back in the gym, because if you can do it with your condition, with what you've got, then what the fuck's my excuse? Which is exactly what this is all about, yeah. I am terminal. What's your excuse? Yeah, it's a motivational thing. It's not to put anybody down. It's a motivational thing. Yeah, I'm terminal. What's your excuse? And that's the way he's been, and he's never missed a session. He's now coming on for 12 weeks now. 12 weeks, and he's never missed a session. He's been doing it. He's even asked us about like dieting and giving advice on dieting a bit better. So I had no problem with that, no issue at all. I love helping people out. I love being a motivational factor. I know that some of the younger guys in there have said, yeah, what you do and the way you kick ass in the gym and the way your attitude is, I can only pray and hope that I'm half as good as you when I get to your age. Yeah, because I am sort of probably double their age. I've been training for longer than most of them have been alive. You know what I mean? So it is great to be that motivational factor to people. I love that. That's what I want. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Is me now trying to motivate people, trying to let people see that it is an alternative. You might get told you've got cancer, and one of the first things most people would ever think, especially in the past, as soon as you got cancer, is I'm gonna die. That's it. I'm gonna die, and it's not necessarily the case. Not for a lot of people. It's not. I've now been told I'm terminal, which basically is that sort of, if you want to call it that way, a death sentence on it. But I'm not looking at it like that. I actually don't feel ill in any way, shape, or form. Bar my nose being nasally now, my throat being dry all the time, which causes issues with eating. It puts us off eating because anything that I need to eat, which is like high in protein, your chickens, your turkeys, and all those types of things are really, really hard for us to swallow. And I end up having to drink a lot of water with it to get it down, which is hard. It's hard going, and it puts us off wanting to eat. Yeah, and as well as the fact that I just don't get as hungry as what I used to. But I did. I do what I have to do. I get up and I do everything I have to do because what else is there? Yeah, to give in and let it take us or fight on and just keep on living as best I can for as long as I can. I'm going to do that. And if I'm a motivational factor to a lot of people, then that's even better. That will make me as happy as Larry to know that I've become a big motivational factor to people. Yeah, because that's what I want. I want these videos out there to let people see, yeah, that there's more to life. There's more to things than giving in and letting these things beat you. Well, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, eventually it will take me down at some point. If that's what's going to take us down. Because again, we don't know. I could walk on the street and get fucking knocked down or something like that. You know what I mean? We just don't know. The heart might give up before the freaking cancer takes us. We just don't know. Yeah, and I don't think about it. I don't worry about it. I don't let it affect us in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, and that's why sometimes I think it takes us so long to make a video like this, and I'm probably best off now ending it so I don't waffle on too much and make this last longer than what people are willing to pay. Some people probably won't want to watch this one at this length that it is now. So, guys, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask on any one of the platforms I'm on. I have no problem with that. Any comments you want to make? Yeah, if you think that me distancing myself is wrong, if you think that me coming up with this thing of saying I'm going to be sort of distancing, pushing myself away from people so that it's not as hard for them when it comes time. If you think that's a wrong thing, then by all means, say so. Tell us down, but give us a reason, not just say you fucking wrong. Right? Because I'm not going to listen to that crap. Yeah, but if you've got a reason for it, if you've got a legitimate reason, then great, put it down there, and I'll comment back. I'll read it and I'll process it and I'll comment back. The only thing I can't say is just don't be a moron. Yeah, don't come on to slag us off for the sake of slagging us off, because that's what gets you off. Because I'll just block you off. I'm not going to tolerate that crap. If you've got a legitimate comment to make, and it's a good comment to make, whether it be in a negative format or in a positive format, as long as you've got a good enough reason for it, then that's fine. If you're just being a moron, then I'm going to just block you off. It's as simple as that. So anyway, guys, I really do appreciate those that have watched this, because God only knows how long this has gone on for. Way too freaking long. I appreciate everybody that watches any video that I make. It really does mean the world to me. I have seen my subscriptions going up of late, so that's been really good to see. Hopefully I'll reach 100 subs by just after Christmas, maybe, with a bit of luck. It's been a slow increase, but it would be nice to get to at least 100 subs by Christmas. That would be great. But anyway, guys, thanks. I really appreciate it. I will try and make more cancer videos, because these are probably the ones that most people want to see, is how I'm dealing with it, how I'm coping with it. So guys, I will be back soon with another one. Okay, I will make a concerted effort to do that for you. I'll catch you in the next one I make. It's the Bearded Nerdy Off, and I'm out for now, guys.
Bad Wolf, the big bad wolf.